Speaking of different categories, shout out to Anna at City Lights, Anna Shabazi.
Yeah.
Shahbazian. Try and say that right. She's bringing a pro basics.
Awesome.
I love that.
To her comp, right? Which is great. Love it.
It's
a pro basics, and it's only bronze and silver. It's like not even gold.
Capital's doing that too.
Capital has that. Yeah.
Capital
used to do that.
Manhattan used to do that.
Yep.
Which was cool. What I wonder is why it phases out. Like, do the couples
time problem, right? As an organizer,
maybe could be. I think
that's where that's where crunching numbers matters.
But there's another thing of like gauging interest too, right? Like, if you're the top couple, are you going to do that event? Risk losing, maybe?
Yeah.
No
and
way.
doing something maybe perhaps more vulnerable than what you've been preparing the last
'Cause
10
like
years.
maybe second place has white strong basics. And were that the case, do you want to be seen taking that hit, that L? And she's also, we were trying to, I'm trying to convince her right now. I just want to see what happens.
Yeah.
Like at least in the ballroom side, there's never really been, to my knowledge, a real good attempt or like turnout for a Jack and Jill for ballroom, like at the pro level.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be. It may be because
Which style?
The luck of the draw matters more with height differences in ballroom.
Standard.
Yeah, standard.
Modern.
Yes, yeah, standard. Yeah.
How we were.
That's you know what? It just popped into my head. Jack and Jill. I'm gonna get the number wrong, but let's say 15 years ago, maybe more. My amateur partner, at the time, when I was like 14, like the very first dance experience that I went to a competition at
This is what, 10
Sunburst
years
Ball.
ago? 10 years ago?
No. I'm almost 40. You see these gray hairs? I'm turning 39.
I just tried to help you
Yeah.
out, bro. What the hell?
Man. Anyways,
no one needs to know that shit. Come on.
But here's the important point, and it comes back to like growing the industry. I was inspired by a Jack and Jill competition at this Sunburst Ball. Melissa, wherever you are, thank you so much. I think it was with Joanna Sin. You paid for me to dance with her, and it changed my life. And that would be an experience that you're trying to bring back, which is it's exactly the type of experiences we need to have to grow this game. So I love that idea. That's why I'm here. Because of a Jack and Jill competition.
Let's talk as retired pros.
Yeah.
Why might or why might not you do a pro basics competition if it were limited to non-competing pros? And let's say there's even a statute where like it's 3 years out. You haven't competed in 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're talking about like
we talk about
coming out of
fairness,
retirement,
like in
to do
golf,
it.
like a Masters,
like a Masters,
something like that, right? Where we're still competitive.
Yeah,
we still feel in shape enough.
Yeah.
But are we at this point? Careers have progressed. We're seen in a certain light where students and our peers and kind of returning to a situation where you are seen as less than they might see you. That it's not worth the risk. I'm not competing anymore. I'm not doing it. And I'm scared that that'll never happen for like that sort of reason.
Yeah,
and look, it makes sense. Like we're talking about dollars, right? You pay the mortgage first, like you can't experiment with so insofar as that's relevant, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see it, but I don't know, maybe bigger prize money.
I think
an amount that matters, maybe even more than the
potentially, right? Like, I guess that I can answer from my perspective, like why I would say yes to something like that and why I would say no to it. Like for me, it's like, it's kind of a time problem again, where I have 2 kids, one more on the way, and my dream and artistic fulfillment does not lie in the basics, right? Like for me to spend 4 hours a day to practice my double reverse turn is not event. Yeah, for one event is like in my view now not as inspiring as a show dance with a student or a new video project or a brand new open layout of choreography that's like
still double reverse and smooth. Do they have it?
Double reverse spin, yeah. I was actually trying to get permission. Yeah.
That's cool.
It's funny actually. There's going to be some new guidelines coming out on I think the 7th.
Okay.
And I was just asking if I could do double reverse spin in bronze in my waltz, because you can do it in international bronze, right?
I thought the cap. Well, NDCA,
that's a hard step, by the way.
It's
a brutal step.
In the WDSF, they moved it up.
Oh, really? Okay.
And they moved up spin turn. Sprinter's not bronze.
Natural spin turn?
In the WDSF syllabus.
Dang.
It's not bronze anymore. No spin turn.
Anyways.
Interesting. I think NECA's restriction stipulation is that
Double
close
reverse,
work-
I don't think you can. It doesn't cross over
can't?
anymore now.
Oh, it
I
doesn't
think.
cross over.
But again, last time I was on this podcast, I said a bunch of
Doesn't-
things that were not right. And I definitely got told.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be let me research. Let me get back
Just
to you. I'm
hedge.
not sure.
Just say,
No.
as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
I mean, I saw it today,
But
or rather on Thursday.
Too much bronze extrapolation.
No, I saw double reverses.
Yeah,
in
double reverse.
bronze, so I think
Did they get a piece of paper warning?
I was not paying attention like that.
Okay.
I actually had a beautiful experience, and I won't use names at the competition, where I was invigilated the other day incorrectly.
Here?
Yeah,
Okay.
and it ended up becoming a beautiful moment where me and the invigilator became closer friends, and I just think it was a wonderful experience. This invigilator is now like a class act hero in my mind, because there was like that awkward moment where they bring you the piece of paper, and they're like, "You're not supposed to be doing this," and I think it was bronze cha-cha movement. And I was like, "Oh, like I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I don't want to make a scene. Like I'm not gonna. But can we like seek some clarification before I go tell my student I have to change the choreography?" And we kind of did the clarification, made sure it was okay, and then that invigilator that incorrectly invigilated me went and told the people that just witnessed the conversation later that I didn't make a mistake. And I thought that was so above and beyond.
That is really above.
I can't believe that an invigilator would go out of her way to do something so wonderful. She knows who she is, and it was just like remarkable. And now that human is like amazing in my view. And it's good and important that we do have more and clear invigilation, because I was just at Ohio Star Ball.
otherwise, why have?
Yeah, I was
the rule
dancing
in the first place.
Actually it was bronze rhythm again, and I was, I'm really trying to be following the rules. I check constantly. I really
good.
am. Like
That's good.
I'm like trying to do it properly, because I think it's important. I don't like it, but I do it. And the concept that I'm frustrated with sometimes is that I see so much still rule breaking, and I think that there's no way to possibly invigilate all of it. But I was appreciative that they're looking more, because I don't appreciate being on the sidelines of a final that I'm watching more flashy steps that I'm not allowed to do, not get invigilated.
Yeah,
Whatever.
so
That's
like-
a side tangent.
Well, you're like, I would have done
I
that.
feel like I'm always talking about this stupid invigilation. I mean, it's stuff. That's my.
We've all got our hobby horses,
Yeah.
or
Sorry,
projects.
that was a rant.
I mean, would it quell that emotional reaction to not getting invigilated when you should? Because quality will still win, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like you could be quality and good timing.
still doesn't look right. Like the optics are bad.
No, you're right though. Like you should be able to just do a bronze rumba box and still win, and one crossover break, and that's fine. It's just like,
I mean, I guess where it gets. I mean, yes, I think it should be much stricter.
Yeah.
It should be much stricter.
If we have the rule, like we should.
But we were talking
try.
about the basics competition. That I got off the tangent. I think
You
that,
said why you wouldn't do it.
yeah, that's why I wouldn't do it. It's just like for me, like if I'm gonna spend extra time on dancing, which I basically just dance all day, every day, my whole life. If I'm gonna spend extra time, it's not gonna be for that right now. It would be for something more inspirational. But
It would be inspirational for your students.
for me to do the basics, yeah, maybe so.
They'd be like,
It's
so,
just-
so it's a marketing,
this is how it does.
not in a money sense, but
I
in
thi-
a
I
Well, in
liked
some
it.
sense, a
Inspiration.
lot of the competitive process. I mean, you said on the last time,
Yeah.
that you were trying to build a name
Yes, for sure.
because that's your career in a way, right? Not
And-
entirely, but it's a kind of a launching pad.
Yeah,
And it's
sure.
more of that.
And I
in some
would say
sense.
that like when I was competing, I was in those basics competitions at Capitol. Like I
Yeah.
always said yes to those, and I always participated in all of them. It's just a different chapter of my life now. But to the pros now that are doing it, I would say absolutely they should do it. And obviously, like the suggestion you already made is more prize money. That helps, but it's also a big ask. Like to me, it seems funny that, and I was in this, right? I used to live my pro choreography, 4 hours of practice a day, 7 days a week, all the time. You're just doing it. And now you have to put together a solo for Ohio Star Ball.
Mhm.
1 minute dance. And it's like
Yeah.
this huge departure.
sure.
Like I don't have time for one
But you're
new
going to be
dance.
on TV.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And so you do it, but it's like even Now you got to kind of go develop 4 or 5 syllabus ends. It's this time thing. But I would do it. But it is just, I think that, I don't know, I would love.
I'm glad you did it because
Yeah.
I think it was you and Lisa
Yeah. Lisa Vogel.
doing
Lisa.
like What a Wonderful World.
Oh, yeah. That was at Ohio.
The
Yeah,
satin
yeah.
gloves. That was one of like the early videos where I was just like,
That's awesome.
I think the idea that a lot of
Beautiful.
the students have is that something like a basics competition is something we've always got in a holster. Like we know it. We could do it.
Mhm.
It's going to be good. Like we're that good. You know, that's what they think.
Yeah.
That, you know, if you put the competition right now, our quality is so high.
Yeah.
that we
And
could
our
just-
familiarity with the basics is such that we don't need actually extra stuff to do. We just go do it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be better than you could dream. Right.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure that's true, but
I agree with that.
I think
not
that's
being
sort
true.
of what they think.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it certainly would be better than most, but
Yeah.
I mean, as a competitor, you want to go practice, right? It's
Sure.
like,
Sure.
Yeah.
that may be, but I just don't feel comfortable putting that out on the floor.
Yeah.
In some sense.